Yeah, lovely.
Are we live now?
We are live.
Oh, God. Right, let's try again. What a
Part 2. Let's try this one.
what a disaster. Who knows? Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Not So Sunny Wales.
No, not so sunny Wales and not so good internet Wales either. So our 4G, 5G is not happening. So we're back on Wi-Fi and tried a different link.
Yeah, we've had a couple of technical issues. We tried to use some new software for the live stream. It just didn't really go to plan.
Anyway,
So this is only our second ever live stream.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us.
thank you, Tony. Yes, this is definitely part 2. Part 1 we shall forget about.
We shall delete from YouTube so nobody ever hears us arguing.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right. So yeah, good evening. So we did get a few questions, and I can see the questions that you already put in there. So we'll start off with how do you rate Ambience versus Ambition? So
Good question.
well, what did you think of Ambience?
Ambience, I really did like it. It was a little bit dated in sort of the public areas, but in terms of sort of the bars and the lounges, absolutely fantastic. And you know, it really didn't look its age in those areas. In terms of sort of the hallways and the cabins, to a certain extent, they were a little bit dated. However, it was spotlessly clean, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience on there.
Now, the interesting thing about Ambience is that it has just gone into dry dock. So we shall see whether they update the cabins and the corridors and things like that. So yeah, Ambition is a little bit smaller. It is on a much smaller scale. And it's, I suppose it does have a more of a family feel to it. I don't know. Ambience had a family feel to it, but Ambition was again a little bit smaller, so that was interesting. I did like the venues, but what Ambition doesn't have is that that top venue at the top of the ship, so a crow's nest style venue where you can see out above the bridge, and I did miss that. So yeah, they're both good, but the corridors and the rooms do feel a little bit more modern on Ambition as well.
So let's just say hello to a few people. So Tony, hello. Michael, hello. Hazel, Cruising Coleman's, thank you. Sisters on the Seas, Cruising Gaze, thank you. Commodore Steve.
Oh, very gloomy in Birmingham, Cruising Gaze.
Yeah, very. It's very gloomy here. I think the weather's a little bit awful.
Commodore Steve, yeah, dark, cold, Bournemouth. Oh, even down south it's dark and cold, so not great. I'm 21 years in Manchester, but I have extended family in Ireland. I'll pass through Holyhead frequently. Oh, brilliant.
Nice.
Hi, Michael. That's great.
We've been to Holyhead on a cruise.
We stopped at Holyhead on a cruise, actually, and that was one of our first cruises. It was
Morella Explorer.
Yeah, just after COVID. So we were only allowed to cruise around the UK at that point. So
and
we jumped on Morella and went around the UK and it was quite interesting. We really enjoyed our UK cruises because we've done a few of those now.
Back then, though, you weren't allowed off the ship unless you'd paid for an organised cruise ship excursion.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get off and have a look around.
No, not that we did want to particularly look around Wales as we were very familiar with it, because in fact we'd only been up to North Wales a few weeks before that, hadn't we, on a land holiday.
And we stayed up in Prestatyn.
We did, on that glamorous North Wales coast of Prestatyn. So yeah. So how would you rate Costa for food? Oh, interesting one. We really liked the Costa food, although the portion sizes were particularly small. So if you've watched our vlogs, you'll know we do have quite a lot of food. But it was 4 courses most days, wasn't it, for dinner?
Yeah. Well, it's a 4 courses set throughout for dinner, and obviously you choose. You have your starter, your first course, your second course, and then your dessert.
Yeah.
In terms of the food and the selection, Costa, there's a lot of fish on the menu. Obviously, myself and Tom, we don't really eat a lot of fish.
No, not big seafood eaters, are we? Although you did try prawns.
Yeah, those prawns were absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So yeah, in terms of the food, the selection was pretty good. We always found something to eat. They've got a lovely little always available menu with some really nice So they had spaghetti bolognese on there,
They did.
beef, steak, and chips on there as
Yeah.
well. So in terms of the selection, we always found something to eat. The quality of the food we found was absolutely superb, and the way it was presented was phenomenal. Really, really beautiful.
So that is main dining room food. However, buffet food was totally different kettle of fish. For UK cruisers in particular, it probably is not very appealing to us. We tried to get like breakfast style UK hot breakfast style items. Pretty impossible. Not really good at all. And the choice is minimal. They seem to fill like 3 or 4 sections of the buffet by spreading out croissants and donuts. So
a lot of pastries.
A lot of pastries.
As you can imagine, a lot of continental breakfast. So cold hams, cheeses, breads. In terms of their full English, those sausages were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, but we weren't going on Costa to have full English breakfast, really, were we? But if you wanted to put one together, it is pretty much impossible. Even their hash browns, which we do love a hash brown, not good at all, really. So, things like that. Surprisingly, with Costa, pizza, being an Italian cruise line, no free pizza at all, was there?
No, you had to pay for pizza. They had a specialty pizzeria restaurant, and it wasn't expensive, €6 for a standard tomato and cheese pizza, and then it sort of went up to about €20 per pizza, depending on sort of your choice and your selection. But there was no free pizza available anywhere on the ship, which was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, massive contrast to obviously the other Italian line, MSC, which has an abundance of pizza at all times of the day, isn't it? So
when we were on MSC, we had pizza every single day, pretty much, whether that was at lunch or late in the buffet.
You definitely had it late in the buffet. Okay. So,
but overall, the food on Costa, we were really, really impressed with it.
Yes,
and it was delicious. And we both are real big pasta lovers, and there was always a different pasta on the menu every single night, and we loved it.
Yeah. And the desserts.
Oh, they were good.
The desserts were always
very, very
brilliant.
good.
They were our favourite part of nearly every meal, the desserts. Okay. So hello to Cruising for One. Big hello to you. Michael, have you ever been on to Dublin on a cruise?
No. Closest we've been is Cove.
That's not particularly though.
No, it's not that close. It is. Or would Holyhead be closer than?
No, because that's in Wales.
Yeah, I know, but it's just across the sea, isn't it?
Oh,
in terms of distance.
Yeah. No, so we haven't. The only stop in Ireland we've done is Cove for Cork twice, and then in Northern Ireland we've been to Belfast twice. Yeah, they're the only 2 stops we've done. Although we would quite like to do a full round island cruise. I think that would be interesting. But I'm not sure what ships go into Dublin. So if you know what ships come into Dublin, let us know. What was your highlights of Costa Diadema? Thank you, Cruising Gaze. That's pretty easy. Yeah.
Is there? There's lots of highlights.
I think for me, it is the parties. I think Costa is a late night ship. For example, if you've got kids and we were on board for Halloween, so the Halloween children's party events started at 11:15 at night. Mind-blowing, really, isn't it, to think that was the time it starts? And then the disco started at 1:15 in the indoor pool area on Costa Diadema. There was a party every single night. So if you like a theme on a cruise, so for example, White Night, we had a fluorescent night. We had, what else did we have?
I can't remember.
But there was one every single night. Obviously, we had a Dress to Impress night.
We came off that cruise more exhausted than we went on because it was just non-stop. Don't get me wrong, we thoroughly enjoyed it. There was always something going on. But yeah, it was very, very tiring because it was early mornings, late nights.
Yeah, and it does take some adjusting to get into that Costa style of cruising, and we did really enjoy it. But there's little things that you go on a cruise and you think on a British cruise or American cruise, and I think that'd never happen. So, for example, when we arrived in our cabin and we went on our balcony, it's like, oh, please make sure you put your cigarettes in the ashtray. And it's like, oh, people can smoke on the balcony. And yeah, nearly everybody did. It was ridiculous, actually, that the smoking was available on the balcony. The fact that the ship goes quiet about 7, 8 o'clock, and that's not because people are at dinner. Normally, it's quite a busy time on the ship, but that's the time the ship goes quiet. And then the second seating of dinner starts at 9, and after that, the ship starts picking up.
So early sitting was 7 o'clock. So the ideal for us, because that's our normal sort of evening meal time. But yeah, it was really quiet when we were walking to dinner. And then when we sort of leaving dinner around about 8:30, that's when things started to get a little bit more sort of busy and wild, shall we say, especially in sort of the main atrium and in the public areas and bars.
Yeah. And then late at night, you've got senior crew members wandering about, having a drink in groups and having a meal together. And it's very much crew interacting and using the passenger areas, which we haven't seen so much on other ships.
No.
For example, we were in the nightclub one night quite late. You can imagine how late, considering the disco started at 1:15, and there was a group of crew, bridge officers, just wandered in and
joined the party,
got a drink from the bar. So yeah, very different but interesting. Okay, my favourite ferry is the Irish Ferries Ulysses Cruise Ferry. Okay, I don't know if I've got a favourite ferry.
No,
maybe the one
from Pembroke Dock to Rosslare, because you see it often.
I do see that all the time. Yeah, that's Oscar Wilde. That is.
I've never been
Oscar,
on that one.
Or maybe the Red Funnel in Southampton.
Yeah, we have been on that.
We've been on that to the Isle of Wight. So who knows? Okay. Hi, Lucy's mum. Hello, Tom and Dom. And cruising for one. Just 3 more weeks till my Ambition cruise. Oh, Jude, you're going to have such a favourite, a fantastic time on Ambition. It is such a warm, welcoming ship. The cruise director is fab, Kerios. She's well. She lives when she's at home. She lives not far from where we live, which is quite interesting. So you'll have a fab time. I will be on Ambience for the festive event next month. Will be interesting to see what they have improved. Absolutely, we'd be really interested to see what has actually changed. Now it's in dry dock. I'm pretty sure that not much will be happening in the public areas because they pretty much look good, but cabins and corridors, I think do need a bit of improvement. But one thing that we do know is happening is they're going to have Starlink installed. So Starlink is coming to Ambassador, as it seems to be every other ship at the moment.
Well, no, absolutely. Starlink is taking over the cruise Wi-Fi network because, well, we've experienced it in Greenland, and it was absolutely fantastic with Princess.
Yeah,
couldn't fault it at all.
Princess Wi-Fi has gone fantastic now. I think when we first went on Sky Princess, not so good.
Terrible.
But now brilliant on Island Princess, all the way up in Greenland, not a problem. However, saying that, on Diadema, it was meant to be Starlink.
Yes.
But the Wi-Fi wasn't
particularly
super speedy, was it?
No. There were often times where things would sort of take ages to load and just connecting to their... That was one of our sort of criticisms of the whole Costa experience, was their app, because it would log you out and then you'd have to log back in and then you'd use it for a little while and then it'd log you back out. So it was a little bit frustrating. However, their app is amazing in terms of the information, all of the schedules, all of your menus, and are all available on the app. You do get like a little daily patter in your room every night as well, but we pretty much never ever looked at that. We just always sort of just took our phones out, opened the app, and it was quite easy to navigate and find sort of the next event that we wanted to attend.
Yeah. Okay, Sisters on the Seas, hello. Yes, you are correct. Our highlight was seeing you.
Yes, absolutely.
We first saw Sister of the Seas in the airport, in Gatwick Airport, and it went downhill from there. So,
no, we had a fantastic time with you, and we're looking forward to the next.
Yes, they seem to be continuing to follow us on our cruises, so we shall. We're joking. Travel Life with Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Hi. Lucy was on. I was going to say Ambience then, but Ambition. Yeah.
So Commodore Steve, have you a takeout to see you through the live? Have you a takeout to see you through the live? Don't really know what that means.
Where did you see that?
Commodore Steve, just underneath Sisters
Oh,
MSCs.
have you a takeout to see you through that? No, we don't. I think he means a takeaway, like an Indian. Actually, yeah, we are having an Indian
We are
after this
to celebrate
or to commiserate. I don't know,
depending how it goes.
But yes, not one while we're on the live, but we shall be having one afterwards. I think that's what he means.
John 99, what's your favorite cruise line? Now you've tried a lot of them. See, now this is a really, really difficult question because we've done a fair few now.
Yeah, we are getting our way through the lines, and that is a conscious decision from us, is that we want to try and experience
everything.
Yeah, as many lines as we can.
But they are all different. We can honestly say we've never been on a cruise and really disliked it. Obviously, you know, nothing is perfect. You can go on any sort of cruise line, any holiday, anything at all, and there will always be little sort of niggles. We try not to let those niggles and those little things sort of shadow our overall experience of the cruise line. So we can honestly say we've never had a bad cruise.
No. But our favourite cruise line,
favourite,
we'd probably say, if we had to be pushed overall, we'd probably say Princess.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think what Princess offer is just slightly elevated. You know, we love not having cruise cards.
Cruise card. I just can't keep hold of my cruise card. It is always lost. Sisters on the Seas will confirm that we're not the most reliable people at keeping cruise cards and things. So the fact that I can just stick my medallion on my wrist, on my wearable like watch thing, and never had to think about it again is a lifesaver for me.
And that with, you know, I know they've increased the prices of sort of the plus and the premium package, but you know, if you throw in everything that's included, it is great value. And the service, you know, we've never had a bad Princess cruise. It's always been, you know, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I think there's a few cruise lines that do rival it for value, but we haven't been on them yet.
No.
But I tell you what, cost of value is phenomenal. Despite what we said about the buffet food, the value overall for the price we paid for the cruise was amazing. If you can get a chance to go on a Costa and find it a good price, it is definitely worth it.
And don't be sort of disheartened, because on Costa they have sort of language ambassadors, so there's always somebody you can go to who can speak, you know, if you don't speak Italian or Spanish, you just speak English. There's, you know, a designated English member of staff that you can go to, and they will help you and sort out all of your problems. The information you get in your room will all be in the language in which you book the cruise in, because they know what language you're coming from. You know, it is really, really good. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. We definitely go on another one.
Okay. Yeah. So, but Princess was our back. Do you know Ben and David on YouTube? Not personally, we don't. Obviously, we do know of Ben and David, and we have watched many of their vlogs. We don't. Actually, Ben and David are probably one of the very few people that we have yet to meet in person. So no, possibly we will bump into them, as we seem to do many other YouTubers. So hopefully soon. Amanda, that's your mum. That's my mum. But for cruise newbies, would you recommend a Costa cruise? No, absolutely not. If you're from Italy,
if you're Italian, go for it.
If you're British or American, I would say probably not, because it is not what cruising generally is on a British or American line. Especially if you're going on to cruising for a relaxing cruise. Yes, there are spaces on a border Costa ship where you can relax, but I don't think that is a good overall cruise experience for your first cruise.
But then you've got people that have only ever cruised with, say, MSC, and we bumped into that couple. And they'd done 2 MSCs, and now they were doing a third Costa cruise. So sort of keeping it in with the Italian cruise lines. So, but for us, we'd say, you know, for ease, you know, P&O, Princess, something from Southampton, yeah, I think it'd be just a little. It might put you off. Well, I wouldn't say put you off.
If you love
It's just
dancing and if you're a
different.
party person, then Costa Cruise may be the cruise for you. So
Yeah, a lot of dancing.
there was a lot of dancing. Okay.
So we've got Lucy's mum. Will you be on Ambition just for dinner? I'll be on.
No,
just talking
just
to
Jim.
Hello, Tom and Dom Travel from Scotland. Hi, Emma. Nice to see you.
Thank
Thank you
Emma,
for joining us on a
all the way
Saturday
from
evening.
Scotland. Is the weather as bad in Scotland as it is here? Probably. Chris,
when did the late night, early morning snack run become a thing for your cruises?
Who is responsible?
That's me.
It's clearly driven by Dom. Sometimes I don't even have a snack. I'm quite happy just to sit there with a cup of tea or something and just have a drink. But yeah, it's definitely Dom.
When did it start?
I can tell you who started it, and it wasn't an MSC thing. I don't think. I think it was Morella, because Morella do a late night buffet.
They do,
and that was that. Obviously, we talked about that earlier, but that was our second cruise and our third cruise.
Yeah? But equally, if we've been out at home and when we come in, back, I always have something to eat.
Yeah, it would like.
So I wouldn't say it was sort of a tradition. It just made, when you go on a cruise, it just makes it very, very easy to eat.
Yeah, and
which is fantastic.
And on our first ever cruise, on our first ever night, we probably overindulged a little bit on drinks and things because we were just so excited. And
first cruise,
we regret probably not having something to eat because
second day
the second day. Yeah, we'll say it was seasickness if you ask us again. Did Ambition feel dated, Hazel? Absolutely not, actually. Since it was built 1999, I think. Yeah. No, it was some of the venues, particularly around the atrium. Now, the atrium on Ambition is quite small, particularly compared to the centre court on Ambition. But how they've done it, I think it's called the Angel Bar, off the top of my head. Looks brand new, and it obviously has been refreshed, but the ship looks really good in some parts. I'm very, very impressed. Yeah, you can see where there's been touch-ups on the outer deck, and you can see where some of the things have changed from older ships to Ambassador. But overall, I think it's a really high standard, so it doesn't look too dated at all.
And if you're interested, the Ambassador have got some absolute bargains for Black Friday at the minute.
Purple Friday or something. Purple month, even, I think. Yeah,
absolutely incredible value deals they've got.
They've got some good things. And their drinks package once again is we think is really good. Really good.
So who's next? Did you get to go to the Titanic experience in Cove, Commodore Steve? Now,
Commodore Steve, and this is a point of contention because, in fact, we've actually tried to go to the Commodore, the Titanic experience twice, yeah, and both times failed. So once we went to go in the afternoon, and our first time in Cove, and they didn't have any time slots, did they? So we couldn't go in.
Well, they had time slots, but they were like 2.5 hours because we just assumed you could just rock up and they'd be like, yeah, join the queue, in you go.
Yeah.
So there's a case of, you have to sort of book a time slot and then arrive at that time slot. And we'd already pre-booked an excursion to Spike Island, which was
the second time.
That was the second time.
Yeah. So the second time we arrived there really early, got to the Titanic experience.
We did.
And as Dom said, we booked our Spike Island excursion for the afternoon. We thought, right, brilliant, gives us time to go in the Titanic, get a ticket, because apparently there they give you a ticket and as if you're on the ship, and you find out whether you lived or died at the end, which is quite interesting. So we're quite interested to see that. But yeah, we went there really early, got in line, queued, got to the front, and they said, so we haven't got any slots till 12:15, something like that. And then it meant we wouldn't have enough time to enjoy it. So third time lucky, I'm sure we'll be going to Cove again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and we'll definitely make a point of sort of
going there first. That will be pre-booking, and we'll be there first in the queue.
But Spike Island was amazing.
Yeah,
really, really interesting. A lot of history. It's like an old prison fort. It was fantastic.
And very few people actually from the cruise were going over to Spike Island. So if you get to go, it's the guide that took us around. Very knowledgeable, really interesting experience. So good. Okay, I'd love to join a cruise ship at Liverpool. Ambition sails from Liverpool. That is a good one. I think Ambition and Fred Olsen do sometimes sail from Liverpool. Not much choice other than that
Didn't
anymore.
Cunard last year when they cancelled their cruise, and then they were doing that really good deal over the King's coronation.
Was that to Liverpool rather than sailing from?
I can't remember.
Don't know.
It's just one to watch out for.
Yeah, and sail to Dublin, as it would be far easier for me. Yeah, I think the more spread out cruise ports are, the better, I think, across the UK. I know, obviously, Southampton is quite difficult the further north you go. Question, cruising guys, did Peppa Pig turn up at any of the parties? Last in memory of dear Henry's looking up the steps and thinking it was hallucination. Sure, no, I don't think we ever did see Peppa Pig.
We didn't see Peppa Pig. I'm a little bit disappointed now.
No, and you know what? The kids, the children's facilities are amazing.
Yeah, really good.
On board the ship, really, really good. They've got a ship, like a galleon type ship on top of Diadema.
And a castle.
A castle, a water park. So the kids' facilities are good, but we didn't actually actively seek out Peppa Pig, or she didn't surprise us.
No, she didn't.
So no, we didn't see, unfortunately. What are the best cruises for solo cruisers?
In terms of value for money, it'd have to be MSC, because they do very good deals for solo cruisers.
Yeah. Oh, saying that though, Fraser's cabin was MSC, wasn't it? And that wasn't such a good cabin. If anyone hasn't seen Fraser at Sea's cabin that he was given as a solo cruiser, it might put you off. So he didn't even have a bed.
No,
just a sofa bed.
Pull-out sofa bed. Terrible.
Yeah. So not great for that. But solos, I think shorter cruises tend to be busier. I think more chatty. Whereas I think when you're on longer cruises. But saying that, we were on 16 nights to Greenland, and we met some fantastic solo cruisers on Princess.
We've always, doesn't matter the duration of the cruise, there will always be solo cruisers on. Most cruise lines do solo cruise meetups every evening.
Yeah.
They'll try and seat you all at the same table during dinner.
Yeah.
You know, so I suppose, which is the best? There isn't.
I don't know. But obviously Lizzie Lou,
Passion for Cruises.
He's on a Passion for Cruises cruise at the moment. I think there's about 150 solos on there on Euribia, MSC Euribia at the moment. So I check out Passion for Cruises. If you're worried about going on your own, you can join one of their groups, which is great.
Right. Ken goes cruising. Nice to see you, Ken.
Hopefully have a drink with you sometime over New Year.
Most definitely.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Get the drinks in, Lindsay. We're looking forward to this.
Yeah. But New Year is going to be interesting because it'd be our first experience on that ship.
But the reason we booked it is because we had such a fantastic time on Arvia last New Year's Eve. It was a brilliant party, and we cannot wait this year.
Yeah. We haven't said what ship it is, though.
No, we haven't. No. We're going away for New Year's.
Yeah, so our next cruise is going to be on P&O Aurora. So we're going from our last P&O Azura and Arvia to smaller again to Aurora. So yeah, the oldest ship in the fleet, but many people say to us the best ship.
Yes, it is very well loved.
Very well loved.
So we can't wait. So, really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What's the backstory of Tom being able to bring the girls on the cruise ship for a visit? Oh, okay, that's a good story.
So the girls, not just any girls, that my nieces, our nieces, Lily and Olivia. Basically, Princess asked us if we would like to bring
family day.
Yeah, bring any children on for a family day. Obviously, we don't have our own children, but many vloggers and travel agents did bring their own children on, and I asked if I could bring my nieces, and they said yes, and they had the best day on board.
Really good.
It was amazing. So yeah, they were treated, the children that were invited on were treated fantastic. The facilities on board, they got to use the kids clubs, were amazing.
Free teddy.
They were also given a Stanley Bear, which was lovely. So yeah, definitely. And basically the question that Princess asked was, can you come on and let us know if you think this is suitable for children, what the facilities are like, and we would absolutely say yes.
Yeah.
If anything, we just didn't have enough time. The girls wanted to go swimming in the swimming pools. We didn't have enough time. They put on a show for them. It was fab. It was really, really good. Yeah. Looking forward to your views on Costa. Yeah, we've got lots to say on Costa. We've been putting together already some things that we want to talk about at Costa because it is such a different
cruise line.
Michael John Dennis. Yes, Isle of Ishmael from Pembroke to Rosslare used to be until a couple of months ago. Yeah, used to be until a couple of months ago. I think that Isle of Ishmael now sails out to Dover.
Dover to Calais.
Dover to somewhere. Because we were on a cruise actually, and we did spot it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so it is now Oscar Wilde. There we go. Right, Chris goes. Just reading through it.
I know, lots of questions. Thank you. Oh, you don't want to press that.
We're near the end of the chat. Fab. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Sure, but okay. I'm just reading through everyone's chat here. Yeah, Ken, great.
Oh yeah, Sisters on the Seas. Just pointing out, we booked the next one first. You did, yeah, absolutely.
They absolutely did book the.
Yeah, we came in a bit late and booked it.
Yeah, and that is we tend to be late bookers. Yeah. We haven't got much in the planned for next year yet, have we? Two cruises booked. Yeah, so we've got Aurora and then one in
February and August.
Yeah. So yeah, we look, wait and find a deal. We'll find a deal. So obviously we're quite restricted on when we can go, given Dom's a teacher and we have to go in school holidays. But
so it can be a little bit tricky in terms of finding exactly sort of flights, dates, and
yeah, definitely quite tricky with that. I did just say.
What? Just point out book one.
June is on the 8th of December to Antwerp. Now, quite a lot of people are on this Antwerp cruise, which is Ambition cruise, which I think is going to be quite a nice cruise. We would love to have gone on it. We did look at it, but as we just said, Dom can't get the time off. So hopefully we'll be back on Ambassador Cruise again soon.
Cruising Gaze, what's your Indian order? Well, we've got a chicken jalfrezi, a chicken tikka masala, naan breads, onion bhajis, and some pila rice.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah. So
question: how far in Gavin Naylor, apologies. How far in advance do you suggest to book a cruise for the best deal? So this is tricky because the prices, especially in the UK, fluctuate all the time.
Yeah, I would either go one of two things: exceptionally early, as soon as they come out, or if you can be flexible with the dates, leave it probably later, 3 months maximum before. It's because at that point the people start paying off their balances in full. The cruise ships work out then, right, how many cabins have we got left to sell, and then start discounting to fill those cabins. So,
however, it is a gamble because if you are absolutely desperate to get on that cruise, there is no right or wrong answer, because if you want to go on that cruise, then that's the price you're going to pay for the certainty that you're going on it.
Yeah, and we would say if you know the cabin that you want, particularly if it's an accessible cabin, go early, book as early as possible. If you don't really mind what cabin you're getting and you just want to go on it for the cruise experience, I would say leave it later.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. We've had some really good deals booking very, very early, but equally we've had some fantastic deals booking last minute.
Yeah. Jane, great news about Ambassador taking up Starlink. I phoned them up to ask a few weeks ago. They had no idea. Great live. Thank you. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Yes. So
it's official. They announced it this week.
Ambience is going first, obviously within the next week or so while it's in dry dock. And then in, I think, about 4 weeks time, I was told, Ambition will get it as well. So pretty quick turnaround, really. So those of you on over December, Christmas cruises and things probably should have Starlink if you want it.
Sisters on the Seas, we've booked Ambition. Yes, we did see, and we're very jealous. Any top tips and things we must do on board?
Oh, the top tip for both ships, I would say, and we did have a couple of people come up to us last week while we're on Ambition say, I've come to watch this because of you.
The vignettes.
Is the vignettes. Yeah, the vignettes are small plays that take place, used to be randomly, but they do feature in the daily program now, in various lounges across the ships. The one we saw on Ambition was in the Pendennis lounge, and it was just 5-10 minutes, small acting skit where they turn up in the middle of the lounge, perform the scene, and then they're off again.
Really good.
In full costume, mic'd up so everyone can hear them. Really, really great. Also, Ambassador do full plays as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
So there's not many ships that do a full play at all, is there?
No, it was one of those unique little features that we thoroughly enjoyed on Ambassador, and they are just so funny. The actors that sort of do these little vignettes, these little sketches, are fantastic, and they are very well received. Were always really, really busy. So definitely get there early, check the planner, and plan your time ahead and get there a good half an hour before it starts.
Yeah. And there's also a silent disco, which we do like. So yeah, if you can get in a silent disco, they do have one of those.
Okay, come to see. Are you planning on doing a river cruise? Oh yeah, there's 3 next year. I've done a week on the Rhine. It was fab.
Yes, we would really like to do a river cruise. We are hoping to get on board a river ship next year. So if we've got our eye on one at the moment, so if things go to plan, we would definitely like to get on board a river cruise. I think it's going to be different. We've watched a few people's YouTube videos now.
It looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I know that it's been described to us by a few people as like a coach trip, but on the river, on a river, because you're so active, you're sightseeing all the time. So it'll be very different, I think. But we'd like to try one.
Michael's doesn't like the Dublin Swift Fast Ferry.
So it's too rough. Yeah, we've been on. What did we go to Capri on? What's that called? Catamaran.
Catamaran. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we were in Sorrento, from Sorrento to Capri, we went on a catamaran ferry. Yeah, that was quite rough because it was
expensive.
It was speedy though. It was speedy.
€60 that was. That's about 5 years ago. I still haven't gotten over that.
Yeah, we did have a moment where we both stood there at the counter and went, "Oh,
no." But yeah, that's how much it costs.
We can see it. Morning, guys, from sunny LA.
Well, thank you for joining us. We're not jealous at all of your beautiful weather.
Yeah, no, it's
very wet and
miserable. It's horrible here. Yeah. Horrible. Do you have any plans here in the Pacific? Some good cruises in Hawaii? Yes, we would love to go to Hawaii. The only thing that's holding us back is the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously we'd like to get at least 2 weeks out there over in the Hawaii Pacific. But I did see that somebody did a Hawaii to Alaska cruise recently, which is really interesting because that's 2 bucket list cruises in one.
Tick them both off.
It's what makes it difficult, definitely doesn't put us off, is flying there, getting there, the amount of time it takes to get there, stay there, get on a ship, then get off the ship, stay there, fly back. It's the transit time rather than the cruise itself.
But it's something we're definitely looking into.
Well, they look beautiful, but both places, Hawaii looks exceptional on a cruise. So yeah, it's something we want to get to.
Sister on Sea, we can confirm we've never witnessed anybody lose a cruise card as many times as
Tom. So yeah, confirmation there why we like
Princess Medallia. Cruise gaze. Anyone going on Sun Princess for the inaugural?
Well, yeah, very, very envious of anyone who's on the inaugural on Sun Princess. Yes, we would absolutely love to. But no, we're not. We're not.
No, I think there's a lot of people, a lot of bloggers and vloggers and cruise experts that have all sort of managed to get on the inaugural. But in terms of the price, it's a very, very expensive cruise at the minute.
It is. But the ship looks beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
So we will get on it. It's just a matter of
When. Question: did Ambassador cruise in October? Question: did the Ambassador cruise in October? I am get to Norway. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know what you're reading. Question: did Ambassador cruise in October? I am get to
next, just in.
I'm next, just in October.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
That would be nice. That will be nice. I think Norway is a
Beautiful place.
Beautiful place to go.
Yeah.
I know that Ambition has been to Flam, so some ships find it difficult to get in there, and Ambition being much smaller can get into places that a lot of other ships can't. So I think it's a good choice for Norway. Do you tend to drink more on a cruise? Absolutely. Yeah, that was easy to answer. We drink a lot more.
We eat a lot more.
Yeah, I think when we get off our ship, our stomachs think our throat has been cut. It
does take a little while to sort of adjust back to normality. But that's what you go on a cruise for, don't you?
Yeah, we go on to enjoy. Yeah, we definitely do not have 3 or 4 courses for dinner at home with several glasses of wine. No. Although we might have one tonight with our cupboard.
Yeah, we're a little bit conservative, really, in the week. It's not like we overeat or anything like that. We try to control it, because I can easily put on a stone over the course of 1 week on a cruise.
Nobody would believe that, Dom.
Nobody would believe that.
Watching
a stone, easy. And then I'm fighting to lose it until the next one.
Okay, so Michael, have you ever been on an all-gay cruise? No, we haven't. I don't even know if there's one that is easy to access for us. It's not something we've ever looked into.
No.
In all honesty, every cruise we've been on has been super friendly. We've never had one issue at all. So we've never specifically sought them out. Not saying that we wouldn't, but no, we haven't. Cruising Gate. NCL is good for solos. They have studio cabins built and priced for one. Yes, I think they're even, from what I've seen, they're expanding their solo offering as well, where they made a promise, I think, this week, where all of their ships will have solo cabins, which is good.
So that's one cruise line we haven't tried yet. It's Norwegian, and we're really looking forward to getting on there.
We've been looking at that this week. Possibilities. How do we get
I think because you pay £150 on top of your cruise fare. Yeah. You can go all inclusive, specialities. That's a fantastic value, really.
Yeah. Susan, would you do a transatlantic? Yes. And we nearly did one.
We did. Queen Mary 2
this year. And it was between that and our Island Princess cruise to Greenland. But
Greenland won.
I think it was a one-off experience for us. We could do Greenland, and it was at a great price. So we went for Greenland, because I think Queen Mary 2 does that
all the time.
Obviously, often. Yeah.
What advice would you give me as a new video blogger? You now almost have 7,000 followers. I have 22. Oh,
Commodore Steve.
Keep going. Going.
The advice would be that it is a marathon, not a sprint, and the first 1,000 is the hardest. My gosh, it's hard. It is, and some days we looked at it and we thought, is it worth it?
I just spent 10 hours on that video.
And nobody's watched it. And we've been through it. We've been through it, and it's not easy.
No.
But you might get one video that then goes through the roof.
Keep going.
I think even if that happens, it's better to build steadily and have quality subscribers that enjoy your content rather than a quantity of subscribers that maybe will never watch your content again. So thank you to everyone who watches us. You're quality.
We really appreciate it. We've had a fantastic 2 years nearly on YouTube, and it's been phenomenal, the response. We've really appreciative.
Virtual gardener question: do you have any plans to cruise on Azamara? No plans yet.
But absolutely get me on there.
Dom
Get me on Azamara.
Dom is very keen for an Azamara cruise, aren't you?
We missed out on one last year. We were absolutely devastated because it was a fantastic price.
Last October, wasn't it?
And we ended up going on MSC Preziosa, and then as soon as we booked Preziosa, this Azamara deal just popped up, and we were like,
gutted.
Oh.
But these things happen, so never mind. But yeah, but it's definitely on our radar. Yeah. Would you call a light booker, or I don't know how to say that word? How do you say it?
Where's this one then?
Would you call it a light booker or a pamphletter?
I have no idea.
No, pamphletter. I have never heard of that word, but I know exactly what you mean. And definitely, let's go pamphletter because it sounds posh.
And Can Go Cruising has just said hi to the Sisters on the Sea, and then we're all going to meet up for a drink. We're all going to have a fantastic time.
Yeah, don't invite them. They're just trouble.
They're lovely.
Yeah.
Cruising Fun Princess is claiming that from next year, the lowest price will be on their initial, they offer. Yeah, no, absolutely. We saw this.
And we thought, oh, interesting, because that's great that would be the lowest price offer. So, but would they be prepared to sail with empty cabins rather than discount?
So that's
so I don't know how it's going to work from a business perspective.
But we know if you book in the US and the price of your cruise drops, you can claim sort of an upgrade or some money back. Whereas in the UK, the price you pay is the price you pay. If the cruise drops by £300, you're never getting that money back.
No. Yeah, different really, isn't it?
It's very different.
Yeah.
So whether or not they're going to sort of keep that promise for people in the UK as well, it would be interesting to see, actually, you know.
Yeah. Michael, what do you think of this concept of a ship within a ship, this quieter public areas, etc.? Now we've been lucky enough for one afternoon to be invited to Yacht Club, so definitely not had the full experience. Nope. Yes, it is lovely in there. Saying that, we just watched
Sail Away with Dan and Jay.
Sail Away with Dan and Jay's latest vlog
on MSC Eurabilia.
Yeah, they were not particularly impressed if you've already watched that. So I think other ships do it better.
Yeah.
MSC's price, though, is more accessible, so you've got to factor that in for their pricing.
Yeah.
But ship within a ship, I think everybody's going down that line. I would really, though, say caution it. If you can afford the ship within a ship concept, possibly you could afford a more luxury cruise anyway. And I would probably go for that rather than the ship within a ship concept.
But then, you know, these large mega ships, they've got so many different venues. They've got so much entertainment.
True.
And, you know, some people might be just drawn to that sort of type of activity and then like a little peaceful, quiet area.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's all down to personal preference.
But, I know a lot of people have said to us that the ship within a ship concept is taking away a lot of space from standard fare paying cruisers, I would say. Well,
there's a couple of venues that got to be removed, isn't it, to fit in this area?
Yeah. So it's a win-win. It's I think it's very personal choice whether you think the ship within a ship concept is value for money or not.
We say the best deal for a cruise is when you pay a price you're happy with. You know, absolutely right, Cruising Gaze.
Yeah,
absolutely.
3 things never to discuss on a cruise is queues, service, and the price you paid. Somebody will always have paid less. Spot on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, the hot topic of conversation on every cruise is how many cruises have you been on?
Yeah, that's
basically somebody always wants to ask us that, and I think that is the get. If you're sharing a table with anybody, normally that is the conversation starter. Have you been on a cruise before?
Is this your first cruise?
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, price you paid, I don't think that's a great topic of discussion at all. Oh, Chris.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Much appreciated, because our Haythrop experience, our vlog series, is available on our YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it, make sure you check it out, because I did work very hard on that.
Yeah. So yeah, that is so yeah, we enjoyed our Haythrop Park experience. If you haven't seen it, it is a Warner Leisure hotel, so completely different. We were invited there by Warner, basically asking us the question, how does this compare to a cruise, and can you compare it to a cruise in a vlog? Which we have done. So if you are interested, check it out. Some things are very, very similar to a cruise.
Yeah, lots of entertainment activities, quizzes during the day, entertainment shows, production shows of an evening, external performers coming in. It was fantastic, really.
Yeah,
always something to do of an evening.
So that cruise daily planner type thing, depending on what you call it, depends on the ship, is pretty much there in Warner as well.
How did we cope without any late night buffet though? I can't remember really, in terms of, I think the food was so good.
No, I think you definitely must have took something back.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I think we bought snacks.
Oh, we bought snacks with us.
We bought snacks and put in the room. That's what we did.
On our day out, we stopped in a co-op and bought snacks. So.
Other supermarkets are available.
Yeah, this is not the BBC.
No.
There is Mike, there is a French cruise that goes up to the North Pole.
Is that on Ponant?
Are we talking Ponant?
Ponant. We'd like to go on there as well.
Yeah, Ponant. New French cruise line Renaissance. We spotted their new ship Renaissance as well. Is it CFC? I don't know. But there's a new French cruise line as well.
Somebody's just said they've rewatched all of our Arvia content. Because they are going on Arvia at Christmas.
Yes, Hazel. Oh, fab. Yeah, and we are not guaranteeing, but we are pretty sure that you will have a better Christmas
dinner.
Lunch. And you're in the Caribbean as well, so that's already one plus, rather than crossing the Bay of Biscay or somewhere, wherever we were on the way to Lisbon, where we were on the way to Canaries.
On Christmas Day dinner was a little bit disappointing, but the New Year's Eve dinner was absolutely fantastic. So it was just the fact that it was the maiden voyage and they had to seat all of these 5,000 people for Christmas dinner, and they just didn't know what they were doing, really. But they did learn, and it did get far superior, so I wouldn't worry at all.
Yeah, they didn't have any chance to practice. There wasn't even a standard cruise before ours, so they were thrown in first week, Christmas dinner, go. So yeah, we can understand why there were difficulties. On a ship. Yes, you're on the inaugural of Sun. Amazing. That is fantastic. We can't wait to see what it's like in real life. All the renderings look amazing. Rose, please press the like button. Yes, if you are watching, please hit that like button. It does really help us. Obviously, we are only a small channel, so if you can hit that like,
anything you can do, it does. YouTube love it when somebody likes our video.
Thank you very much.
Cruising Gaze, honestly, the prices have dropped a lot for the inaugural. Princess have got a flights offer at the minute, which makes it a lot more reasonable. We'll definitely have to have a look at that.
See, Cruising Gaze is trying to sell it to us.
Trying to get us on there.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
What is the date? We probably can't.
That's the thing.
But if we could, we would. Sister and the Seas are confirming their invite for the
Ken Goes Cruising
drink.
Absolutely.
4Bs.
Cruising with 4Bs. We have cruises over the past 18 months sailed, obviously mostly as 4, also solo as a couple, and also with other family members. Do you or would you cruise solo or in a large group? That's interesting.
I think we would cruise solo.
Yeah.
We're confident enough to cruise solo after seeing so many solo cruises and how well they're treated on a ship. Ideally, we wouldn't like to, because we'd like to go together. But we would.
Yeah, no, we would.
Thank you very much. In a large group, no, we have not
done a large group.
I think a large group is quite hard to plan.
Yes.
But that's not to say no.
No, it's something we would, I suppose we would consider it if we were going to do sort of a family cruise, and we sort of get everybody, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, parents. It is something we have spoken about.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely would do it, and we wouldn't be sort of put off by doing it.
No, but I'm sure you know
a lot
that
more.
it's quite hard to feel responsible for everybody then as well. When you're on with other family members, you feel like you need to look after them and say, oh, go here and go and watch this and turn up at this time, which is quite hard. Chris purchased a Caribbean cruise on Sun Princess for Feb 25. My initial price was very high, but went back and was able to reprice for 30% less. Watch Princess for special.
That's fantastic.
It's brilliant for that, Chris. You can do that. UK, much harder to do that in the UK.
The price you pay is the price you pay.
They may give you a better cabin
sometimes,
but it's very, very, very rare that they would give you a refund in the UK. Ambassador Ambience can also get into Flam. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Jane. I remember phone videoing and leaving the family. Loved watching it. Yes, Flam is one of our favorites. Is one of our favorite ever cruise ports.
It's beautiful.
It is absolutely stunning. The sailing and out is spectacular.
The people are amazing.
People are so friendly. John, who is the port operations manager, is lovely there as well. He does so much for cruising all over the world. He's there promoting cruising all over the world, and he does a great job as well.
We had one of our best excursions ever in Flom. We hired a little electric car, and we were just nipping around the fjords on it. It was absolutely amazing. We'd do it again.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our Flam video, it is not on the train as most people do. We hired a little, very, very small, almost shoebox size electric car called a Twizzy. And we zipped around those fjords.
It was amazing. Absolutely fantastic.
And it meant we got to get spectacular views that I don't think anybody else got. So fantastic.
So just
Cruise Monkeys just managed to make it back home in time.
Thank you for
better
joining
late than
us.
never. Absolutely better late than never. Thank you very much for joining. Peter booked Ambition for Ireland trip in April and Norway Northern Lights in November next year. Can't wait. Yes, Ambition last night posted. I saw the guys on Ambition posting last night. They've had fantastic Northern Lights up in northern Norway last night. So amazing.
Keith, you've got a very, very good question. Thank you for that. We're off on a Christmas market in 4 weeks on Ambience. How easy is it to get a table for two in the Buckingham restaurant for dinner, second sitting? So
not easy at all. We were very lucky. So our top tip before you do anything else when you get on that ship is head to the restaurant.
Head to the restaurant, speak to the maitre d' of the restaurant and ask. And if they've got it available, they'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a first come, first serve.
There is very, very few tables for two.
But there are some.
There are some, but majority are bigger tables, 6 to 8, I would say, aren't they?
So in your cabin, you'll get a little printout, a seat layout of the Buckingham restaurant, and pretty much your table, your assigned table for dinner will be highlighted. And obviously, if you really do want a table for two, just go straight down to the restaurant, speak to the maitre d', and they'll be more than happy to help you if they can.
Yeah, if they can. Valiant Lady. Oh yeah, Gavin and Luke's Valiant Lady video. Yeah, we watched their latest one last night, didn't we? Very good. It's they're definitely having an interesting time on board, but they definitely made the most of their moe hour.
Oh, definitely. I would as well, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be standing after the moe hour. Like they managed to go to dinner and things.
Question from Jane West. Are there any cruises and/or cruise lines which are on your near future bucket list? Also, are there any destinations or lines that you would like to avoid? It was tricky. We got lots of cruise lines that we'd like to go on that we haven't done so, like we previously mentioned, Norwegian, Celebrity. In terms of destinations, Hawaii, Alaska. I would love to do sort of Australia, New Zealand, a bit of Singapore. There's loads. You know, that's what I love about cruising. You can visit so many different places.
Places and cruise lines we'd avoid. I don't think there's any cruise line we would avoid.
No.
Well, maybe the ones that don't speak English, but
Yeah.
we would
I don't know. I'd love to go on like AIDA.
AIDA, you'd like to give that a try.
I would.
Okay, maybe we'll give it a try and see how we get on. We're the only people who don't speak English, which is worse than Costa then, I suppose. Destinations we would avoid.
Pretty much any sort of dangerous or
dangerous. People keep saying to us, don't go to Jamaica. And they say it's dangerous to get off the ship in Jamaica. I don't know. We shall see.
But that wouldn't stop me from getting off in Jamaica or booking a cruise to Jamaica.
Yeah, well, if you had a bad experience, you probably
I'd do a little bit of research, but we don't know. It'd be interesting. Most dangerous sort of cruise ports are already sort of changed. Look at St. Petersburg, that was taken off. And
I'm just looking at all these nautical cruises. Brits on a ship, 8th of Feb.
Close enough to school holidays.
So no.
10th.
Probably, when's the school holidays?
10th
of Feb.
Yeah.
Okay, that is close.
Can you
wrangle something? Okay. Tony is on Ascent. Ascent looks amazing.
Does look amazing. Yeah. Love to get on a
It'd be nice to see what they've done again to elevate it once more. They seem to elevate it every time, those Edge class ships, in just 15 days' time. So amazing.
Beautiful.
And then Cruise Monkeys are saying they have never drank so much Moe in their lives. It was included. If it's included, go for it. Yeah, we would absolutely be there with you. Brilliant. Okay, so we've gone over our time now. So thank you very much for joining us.
Really, really appreciate everybody taking an hour out of your Saturday to come and sort of listen to us prattle on about cruising. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, just make sure you hit that subscribe button. Again, really, really thankful. And thank you.
And hit like as well. Now's your chance to hit that like button. And great. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful Saturday evening, night, or afternoon, morning, depending on where you are in the world. But we're off now to have our curry.
We are.
So thank you very much.
Bye-bye.